Hello and welcome to Gray Zone Warfare Tips and Tricks for Beginners. Today we will be talking about the different vendors that we have in-game as well as a brief summary of what they provide to you. We will also touch up on different armor classes that there are within Gray Zone Warfare and cover how to custom build weapons as well. So the first one here is Handshake. He's the first vendor that you will receive. So he sells different types of helmets here. He sells some accessories as well, such as like the quads and the razor. You will begin out with the razor only. You unlock the quads at level 2. Different body armors as well. Now you don't get all these body armors right off the bat, but they do become available as you level him up more. And then you also get container backpacks while you progress in level with him too, so that is nice. You get different types of belts and also like mag pouches as well. I usually call these flicks, so they're really handy to have. Next up is Gunny. Now what Gunny sells is he sells M4 parts as well as M870s and Mark 18s. He also sells a couple of Glocks here. Now, as of right now, I recommend staying away from the Glocks and the shotguns because they're still tweaking them right now. They're not as effective as they should be, but I believe that here in the near future they will be more effective once more patches roll out. They also sell different types of magazines for the AR and like all the different ammo. And here is where you can actually customize your build by building a weapon from the ground up. He sells all the different parts. Now the higher level you get him, the more parts you get for these weapons. And then down here you just have a few throwables like the M18s or even the M67 grenades. Next up we have Labrat. So what Labrat does is she sells all your medical equipment, food, and water. The medical equipment is important for in combat. If you get injured, you can heal yourself and take care of yourself so you can get back in the fight as quickly as possible. Artisan is more of a Russian-style vendor, you could say. She sells AKs, Mosins, and the VZ61. She also sells like all the different magazines for them as well as the ammo. And then, of course, like Gunny, she also sells all the different weapon parts that you can build your weapon from the ground up as well. Next, we have Turncoat. Now, Turncoat, again, he sells more of the Russian-style kind of weapons. You have the AK-74M, the AK-74N, the SKS, and he also gives you the ability to get the weapon parts and build them from the ground up. But he also sells helmets. He also sells these flicks right here. Now, these tools down here, like the other vendors, they're more mission-related. So it will ask you to like plant the poison here and then your mission is completed. Just make sure that you have this in your inventory when it calls for it. And Banshee, he sells more long-ranged and shotguns. So as of right now at level 1, as you can see, he comes later on in the game. Currently he sells for me the M700 as well as the Moz 590. Not a lot unlocked with him yet. But he does sell something that's really interesting down here. It's the wallet. So you can stash money up to $50,000 in 4 different slots within the wallet. So this can hold $200,000 per wallet. Now that will save you a lot of room in the future when you start racking up your money. So definitely look out for that and use. Next, we will be talking about the different armor classes within Gray Zone. The armor in Gray Zone Warfare levels correlates to the actual NIJ armor protection tiers. Here is a list of every armor tier in Gray Zone Warfare, ranked from weakest to strongest. So, starting out with, you have the level 2A. And then from there, goes up to level 2. And then the level 3A, level 3, level 3 plus, and level 4. Now, so far in this game, the highest tier that I have personally found is the level 3 plus. I've not come across any level 4 yet, but I believe that it will be added into the game at a later time during development. So next we're going to be talking about how to build your weapon. So what I always recommend is you take your lower and your upper and you kind of drag it off to the left side, because the way this build goes is it will build from left to right. So you want to make sure that you have ample room here for your weapon, so when you're building it, that you don't come into any kind of storage issues. So what I recommend is taking your upper and actually attaching it to your lower. So by doing How to do this is you left click the upper, drag it into the lower, and it attaches itself. Then what you're going to do is you're going to right click and hit inspect. Now what this shows you is that the weapon's not functional yet because it's missing base functional parts. So what you're seeing here is like the buffer tube handguards, it spells it all out for you what you need, and these triangles mean that these are the base functional parts that you need for the weapon. So what we're going to do is I'm going to go ahead and grab the buffer tube because I like working from left to right. So now when we added the buffer tube, you see more options popped up. The stock just showed up. So now I can add the nylon stock to this weapon. And as you can see, it keeps adding on. And down here, the weapon is going from left to right. Next thing that we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and grab the handguard. And we're going to drag that into there. And as you can see now, it gives you more options to add onto this weapon. And then what we're going to do is we're going to take the barrel. We're going to drag the barrel in its required slot. And from there, we're going to go ahead and take this 30 millimeter low, and we're going to go ahead and put the rail on. From there now, I can take a scope, the Razor 1-6X, and go ahead and add it to it as well because of the fact that we added the 30 millimeter low onto it. Finally, we're going to go ahead and grab it's called pistol grip on here. I just like to call it the grip. But we're going to go ahead and take the grip and add it onto here as well. As you can see, the weapon is building itself up here as well, so you can get a visual of it as well. And then we're going to take the magazine. And next you need the charging handle. So we're going to go ahead and grab the charging handle here and put it into the spot. So as of right now, the weapon is fully functional. You can use it as this, or you can continue adding on. Now, I always recommend either attaching a flash suppressor, or a suppressor just altogether, so you're just completely silent. Especially in PvP, silence is key. But what you need to do is, for this, you need to have the SOCOM 3-prong flash hider because it has the threaded ends, so you can add your suppressor onto it. So what you're going to do is you're going to go ahead and take that muzzle device, drag it into there, and this will make it now so the RC1 can be added. So if I go ahead and remove both of these, I just want to show you, I cannot add the RC1 unless I have my muzzle device on here. Now once that is complete, the weapon is fully functional and ready to go. And then all you have to do is just drag it over, equip it, and you are ready for combat. Now, this is a very accurate weapon. I really love the M4 in this game. So also right here, when you use different parts, it affects these different stats with the weapon. So you have the accuracy here. Right now it's 1.14 MOA. You want to try to get that number as low as possible because that is the overall score of your accuracy. Recoil control right now I'm at plus 22%, which is really nice. Arm stamina drain, negative 10%, which that means when I'm holding up my sight, it does not drain my stamina. You also have the weapons handling, negative 3%. Now that's kind of a negative trait, but that is okay. And my reload time is plus 12% also, so it's really nice. The M4 and the Mark 18 are the two strongest weapons in the game so far, so I highly recommend running with those. Thank you for watching, everybody, and I hope that this tutorial kind of helped you out a little bit when starting out Gray Zone and learning different things about the game.